大家好，我是老吴，欢迎来到老吴爱玩，看不同，见美好。今天的故事是西雅图一个本地土著想要环球航行的梦想。在冬日一个阳光明媚的清晨，我来到西雅图的一个港口，看此次航行的双体船 Sea Wolf， 听 Casey 讲述他的故事。Hi, morning, Casey.
Hello.
Would you please to talk about this plan?
Of course. Yeah. So it's been a life plan of mine to do circumnavigation. I wanted to sail. I wasn't sure if it would be this boat or a different boat. I've wanted to do it for 15 or 20 years. There's something about just being on the water and working with nature that appeals to me. So the opportunity came up several months ago to buy a boat. I bought a boat, and now I'm looking for crew.
Yeah, you want to sailing in the whole Earth?
Around the Earth, yeah.
Wow.
So there are a number of people. I'm not the first to do this. There are lots of people that travel around the Earth and sail. But for me, this would be my first time. In fact, I've never been outside in the ocean. I've sailed around Puget Sound, but nothing out in really big open water. So this will be new for me.
Yeah, who inspired you, or what inspired you?
Let's see, I grew up in, my dad had a sailboat. We didn't use it often, so I did that. I was married at a time, and when I was married, my parents at that point, my step-parents, had done a circumnavigation in a boat too. So I said, oh, this is great. And then I was in law school, and in law school I started sailing and racing, and then just really loved it, and from there just kind of kept rolling.
Yeah. So what do you do now as your job?
So I spent a career doing compliance and legal work for financial services firms, essentially stocks, bonds, mutual fund, things like that. And now I'm partially retired. I work remotely with a few clients, a few trusted clients that with their businesses, largely doing the same thing. I operate as a remote chief operating officer or compliance person or legal expert.
Yeah.
When do I plan to take off?
Plan this.
I expect to take off by late June this year. So for starting late June, we're going to go up to Canada for about 2 months, and then turn around and come back, and that will test out the crew, test me, make sure everybody's ready. Then we'll head out and go towards San Diego, then to Mexico, and from there to French Polynesia. I probably won't make it to French Polynesia for a year or a year and a half from now.
Okay. So how many crews do you think you can use this circumnavigation?
My ideal number is, on an ongoing basis, is 3 to 4 people. But when we're actually traveling out in the ocean, you have to sail 24 hours a day. So people take shifts. And it's easier for me to have probably closer to 5 or 6 people for that time. Even though the boat doesn't seem giant, it will comfortably have 4 people all the time, and 6 for passages.
Yeah, good. I saw you have some message or the crew in recruiting. Could you explain a little more about what kind of the crew you like and what kind of person you are?
So in some ways I think I'm different with this. A lot of people that are looking for crew are looking for people that have sailed before. Or they're looking for people that are very experienced. That's not me. I can teach people sailing. So I want people that have interesting things in their lives. I want people that are biologists and scientists and are creative people. And most importantly, I need a group that gets along really well together, because we're all going to be in this small space for potentially a couple years. So I need them to really get along well together.
But all have the sailing heart.
They have to have the sailing heart. They have to have the passion or the drive to say, this, I want something different. I want to try something new.
Okay. How do you describe your life, your previous life? Yeah. Are you satisfied, or are you, something? Yeah.
I think I have to answer that 2 ways. I've had a great life. I was born here in Washington. I go out and do all Washington things. I hike and I bike, I backpack. I've had a great job. I have a good partner. And yet there's this urge in me to leave and try something new. So on the one hand, I think my life has been great. And the other hand, I think that obviously there's something I'm looking for.
What's your long life goal? Do you have it? Or
I love traveling. I love seeing the world. I like to, and this is a great way for me to do both those things. I like moving at human-powered speeds. So I talked about biking and backpacking. All these things are at speeds that I think they're not in cars or airplanes. They're what human beings do.
Yeah.
So I want to explore the world in that way. And long term, I expect to continue that. I'll probably sail for maybe 3 or 5 years, something like this. And then after that, I'll look for some other adventure.
Okay. Could you explain a little more about the daily life in the sailing in the long time on the sea?
Of course. So 90% of the time when people are sailing around the world, they're actually sitting like we are here. They're at a port, they're at anchor where we can walk onto shore. 10% of the time, you're actually sailing around 24 hours a day. So normal sailing life is some people work remotely. If I'm at anchor, I might bring out a computer and have a Starlink and type in and work. And then when we're actually out sailing, though, then you're sailing 24 hours a day. So I would probably get up. I would spend 4 hours at the helm steering the boat. Then I would trade off with somebody else. Maybe come back down. I'd eat something. I may maintain something that broke. Things break on boats all the time, so there's always work to do. And then, depending on where we're going, that might take 2 weeks. It might take a month to get from one place to another. Once you arrive, we drop anchor or we pull up to a dock, and then do it again.
Yeah.
There's a fun part of that in having a lot of people that are interesting together is important. We're going to see wildlife. We'll see whales. We're going to see dolphins. We're going to be fishing, and having people having people that are really passionate about biology or fishing or the world is great, or culture.
Yeah, there's interesting people. There's interesting life.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, I gotcha.
I tell people I'm looking for people that have some wonderful hobby, and I'm hoping they can share it with us.
So, what do you think of the nature and human, the environment? Yeah.
Yes, I believe it's changed a lot in my lifetime. I'm 49 years old as we're talking here, and I remember lots more green, far fewer people when I was growing up. And I'm afraid that things are changing. So there's a part of me that says I need to cruise now because I want to see these things before they change too much. I think the change is difficult, but also I think life is change. Yeah. If you try to just hold life as being steady in one position, it doesn't do that. Yeah. So I'm hoping from a philosophy standpoint that I can also find happiness just with the ongoing change. We're like a little cork floating on the water on a river, and you can't change the river. You can just adapt how you deal with it. Yeah. And
what's your happiest thing in your sailing?
The happiest?
Yeah, happiest.
Oh, if the wind is filling the sails, the boat is moving along well. Yeah. The boat has a rhythm when it moves. Yeah. It kind of rocks up and down, and it almost creaks a little bit. It makes a noise. It just feels right. Yeah. For somebody who hasn't sailed, it's difficult to explain, but the boat feels right when it has the right amount of wind, and it's just moving along fast. How big a wave?
Yeah, how big a wave?
It depends. Waves are very different.
Yes.
So some waves are just kind of come up and are gradual. Yeah. Other ones look like waves that you see at a beach.
Yeah.
The only ones that are dangerous are the ones that you see at the beach. Yeah. So the ones that look like they crash, those are bad for boats. Yeah. if a wave like that was 15 or 20 feet tall
Yeah.
hit, that would be that's not good for this boat,
Oh, yeah.
especially if it hits on the side.
Yeah.
I am sailing,
Are very gradual.
I am sailing
Yes.
home again.